Yep.
We're now going to find v prime. V was w, this is the pink here, x squared plus 4 to the minus a half. Take the derivative, we put the minus a half in front, and we subtract 1 from the exponent. So v prime is minus a half, w to the minus 3 halves, times w prime. I'm going to copy that over in black right here. So I get v prime is minus a half, w to the minus 3 halves times w prime. I substitute in for w what w is, which is x squared plus 4. And w prime is the derivative of w. W down here was x squared plus 4. So the derivative is just plain 2x. So I put in 2x right here. Moving the 2x in front, multiply negative a half. Negative half times 2 is negative 1. The x goes in front. What remains is x squared plus 4 to the minus 3 halves power. This is v prime. So to get v prime, just notice we had to make the problem u f prime was uv, and we made v w to the minus a half. We computed with the chain rule v prime. So we're using the product rule and then the chain rule. Ultimately, we're going to put all this in for v prime right there. So let's put this in a little box, and this equals means f prime of x equals u, what was u? U was x squared plus 4. I'm sorry, that was not u. U was over here. U was x in this case. U was x. U was x. V prime is this entire thing right here, which I'll put in. It's going to be minus x times x squared plus 4 to the minus 3 halves. This is what v prime is, plus v. V was x squared plus 4 to the minus a half. And u prime was just plain 1 times 1.
So use the colors to say which one is u.
So perhaps I'll use colors here. This is u right here, and this is u prime.
And this is v.
All this right here was v. All this right here was v. And this right here, I'm sorry, this right here was v prime, and this was v.
Yep. Then we have to.
Now we're going to simplify.
We're going to simplify.
Before we do anything else. So let's simplify. I'll do it all in black. X times negative x is negative x squared. Then I have here x squared plus 4 to the minus 3 halves. And I have here plus x squared plus 4 to the negative 1 half. Putting that in a more standard way of writing it is the negative exponent means we have negative x squared over x squared plus 4. The square root of all that is what this 2 on the bottom means is a half. Then I cube it because the 3 means it raised to the 3rd power. Over here I have this 1 over the square. Is the actual derivative, and we're through taking the derivative. The next step is to put in 21 for x. So we put in 21 for x, we get negative 21 squared over the square root of 21 squared plus 4, all that cubed, plus 1 over the square root of 21 squared plus 4. I believe 21 squared is 441, so I have 441 over the square root of 445 raised to the 3rd power. I don't have a calculator with me, so I won't compute this any further. To compute it further, I would take the square root of 445, and then I'd cube that, plus 1 over the square root. 21 squared is 441. And and I add that to 4, so it's 445. Let's double check I did not make a mistake. 21 times 21 is 21. 2, 4, add them up, it is 441. I was right, and then I remember 21 squared is 441. To get more out of here, it's best to use a calculator. So we'll stop our calculation here, assuming you can use the calculator as well as anybody else. The trick is to understand how to take the derivative. And again, we want to review that very briefly. There are 2 or 3 basic steps. First, we take the first derivative. There's a chain rule. I'll call this u. So this is u to the 1/2. Derivative is 1/2 u to the minus 1/2 times u prime. So it's x squared plus 4 to the minus 1/2, because that's what u was. And u prime is this 2x. That's the first part. We're no longer using this definition of u. We now have a new u for the next part. So this is the first part. And we rewrote this, though, as 2x times 1/2, which is x times this thing. I now call this part u, and I call this rest, I call that, the purple, I call v. And v, I'm also calling w to the negative 1/2. So I'm going to use the product rule. The derivative is uv prime with vu prime. And to take the derivative of v prime, if we remember, v was w to the minus 1/2, so it's minus 1/2, w to the minus 3 has w prime. This was w, and therefore w prime is 2x. I put it together, this is v prime. I substitute that in right here. U is x, this is v prime. Here I have v, and here I have u prime. Doing algebraic simplification, I finally get down to this expression down here. I change x to 21, and I get this thing which requires additional calculation.
Good.